you crusty old bastards. This is the first version of shitposting. I'm now going to include my shitposting, obviously. Part of my memories as a kid. The good old days. Do you remember when men were men, women were women, kids were kids, and retarded kids were really, really retarded? Well, I was part of the last part. I was the really, really retarded kid. Well, one proud day in my life was an early morning. I was playing with my cousins, and being dirt poor, it meant you had to fulfill your fantasies on other people's garbage. Well, that means if you wanted a shoe, you actually had to inherit from your cousin, or if you wanted a new set of shorts, you had to hope that your older cousin would pass it down to you. Well, in that day, I spotted a white balloon on the floor, discarded. It was dirty. According to my parents, that there was a party over there that night, and, well, okay, so far so good, right? I picked it up, proud as a fucking shit whistle, and I took it for my mom to wash it. I was a small retard, see? I didn't want any ickies, goobers, or germs on me. On my way, I kept yelling, "Mommy! I found a balloon! Can you please wash it? Please!" I was happy. A balloon! Those things were expensive for me back. Took me a while to understand why my mom was so against it, actually, and scolded me after profusely washing my hands. Turns out that it was semen, and the balloon was actually a condom. Recently used condom. See, that's what happens when you're extremely retarded. Oh, look, Mom! Yeah, look what I found! I found a balloon! A big, huge condom dangling up my fingers! Shit happens! Well, that also reminds me of another problematic, but really kind of retarded on how I walked into that trap. This also reminds me, of course, of my biology class in my youth. I was proud and smart. I was so proud too after I finished the exam. I was finally the good kid. I wasn't that retarded. Really, I wasn't really that retarded. I was really, really proud. I'm not the retarded kid in his class anymore. And during the exam, the teacher asked, right in there in a big question you had to answer. But in reality, it was just a couple of words. What organ can you stretch out twice or more its size? Well, the idiot here wrote, well, dick. But, of course, look, hey, you take Viagra, or you feel horny, or you're excited, and it goes. So, what organ? El penis, the dick. And I wrote it feeling proud. But, being retarded as I am, of course, I was feeling proud of that. But, as it turns out, even though I was sure I was going to ace this exam, she didn't quite mean it was the dick, it was actually skin. She meant it skin. The organ you can stretch out at least twice its size. You can stretch out your fucking skin, but I failed in that part. Well, at least I passed the exam. It was a bit embarrassing later on when I had to open it and see the question marked on with a big X. I was like, no, you're wrong. And my parents reading that. Turns out I was actually the only retard to write that one. Oh, that also reminds me of another exam I had a bit later in my life. Well, I'll leave that for another episode. Well, welcome to the first episode of Shitposting down the failed memory lane of my failed life.